On the 21st of this month, I turned 30. That's not something I'm happy about. A long time ago, I tried to get my little sister to promise to put a bullet in my head on that very occasion. She wouldn't swear to it and doesn't seem to have changed her mind since she hasn't mentioned coming down here this Monday. Alas, I will most likely live through the day and have to go back to work on Tuesday. Why are you less than eager to reach the hill's crest and begin the slow descent down the other side? You might ask, if you cared, which I'm going to assume you don't, but will pretend you do for the sake of this post. Well, all the really fun stuff is over. Yes, I'm talking about hedonism. I don't care if you think the pursuit of physical pleasure and debauchery is shallow and meaningless. That's not the point. Hedonism was fun. It was a lot of fun. Drinking a couple bottles of wine, swallowing half a dozen mushroom caps, and then stepping out into the night and heading down to the bar to rendezvous with some nice young lady who would dance provocatively to thoughtful Two Live Crew lyrics such as "Shake that ass, bitch, and let me see what you got," while I swilled beer and whiskey with a mind uncontrollably tripping beyond the intoxicating effects of those very libations was fun, damn it. Taking her home and getting to know her in the biblical sense until after Saul had blazed his furious countenance once again upon the world was even better. When we awoke drenched in sweat and each other's arms, sometime on an early Saturday afternoon, even the hangover wasn't that bad. Actually, it usually was, but after coffee and a greasy breakfast at the nearest diner to quell the queasiness a bit, I was ready to crack open another bottle of red wine, so I could begin again with that night's festivities. Such gross displays of self-indulgence made the 5 work days of the week worthwhile, because there was always something to look forward to at the end of the stint of menial purgatory. That was my early to middle 20s, traveling around the United States and Japan on my rich Uncle Sam's dime, while making a lecherous, drunken ass out of myself. My late 20s weren't bad either. Despite being married and a bit of a born-again homebody, college was great. I had plenty of close, albeit scholarly friends, and managed to circumvent those vicious hangovers by substituting booze with the mind-numbing caresses of a sweet lass named Mary Jane. She isn't a wise choice for enlisted men, but treats the scholars of universities quite well as a gentle, if stupefying, mistress, facilitated by matrimony's closing the gates of the boundless fields of pussy. I discovered the pursuit of knowledge itself can be a sort of hedonism, basically studying any subjects that interest you for the sake of learning is the ultimate sort of mental self-gratification. Perhaps Mary seduced some of that knowledge away from me, but enough remains to keep the synapses crackling enthusiastically in tempo to the weird beat of my consciousness. Besides, I finally got the sort of good dog that is loyal and perfectly obedient, the sort you dream about as an 8-year-old kid in need of an animal sidekick. Now, a year and a half after breaking things off with Mary Jane for being the pizzeria, career-limiting bitch that she is, I face turning 30 square in the eye. What is there to do but get a house and accompanying mortgage, put down payments on a Prius, keep my hair cropped short enough to conform even in the winter when the cold nips at my ears, give up tobacco for good, start a vigorous exercise regime, write that novel I've been talking about for years but haven't because there's not a snowball's chance in hell that it will ever get published, volunteer at the Humane Society, only consume low-fat food washed down with tasteless light beer, and then only in moderation, and otherwise become a fully respectable member of the local community. Do you blame me for yearning nostalgically to be 21, unattached, gloriously intoxicated, and brimming with the animalistic lust of pure id again? Believe me, that was more fun than this. Back then I wouldn't have been sitting at home on a Friday night tapping at a keyboard into a damned online diary. If 21-year-old catechist met 30-year-old catechist, he'd bust the fogey's fucking teeth out and laugh about it. There's nothing dignified about aging. Last night I noticed crow's feet at the corners of my eyes. Time takes its terrible toll, and your body begins to fall apart. At least I got that vasectomy yesterday to ensure that I never have to completely grow up like I would if I had to raise children. And that's the kind of stuff you can find on my blog when I'm not posting other people's videos there. So, yeah, that probably wasn't the way to sell that, was it? But I really don't care about subscribers anyways. Although I do value my subscribers. In fact, I think it's kind of lame even to mention your subscribers in a video entry or whatever. Oh well. Piss on it. I don't care much. Love me.
Guns, women, and Irish whiskey, telling tall tales of Roman history, pissing off illiterates, and smoking cigarettes. Rants about religion and stories of Japan. He's Kiss the Damn. Kiss the